Welcome back for another video. I told you I was gonna be back very soon, and there's strength behind my words. But before we start the video, I just want to let y'all know that I was very excited to drop my testimony, and I forgot to include a few things, and I didn't go over nothing about myself, and I apologize for that. But my name is Josh. I'm 22 years old. Always, like y'all know from the testimony, I've always believed in God, but I've started this new walk with Christ because I used to live for the world, and I used to feed into like all the negativity that comes with the world. But once I started this walk, I'm not saying once you start believing in God, life becomes easy, because in John 15 it says, if the world hates you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. And basically how I took this was Jesus saying like once you become a follower of me, you're gonna get the backlash of trials and tribulations, because guess what, this world is the devil's playground. And in the beginning, God said that there's gonna be sadness, death, because of that sin that was brought to this earth. So we just have to stay strong, and most definitely be accountable for our actions. Now, since I say that word, that's the topic we're going to be on today: accountability. I know I didn't want to make this video because this is a harsh video for the first video, but you know what I'm saying, I'm always gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm always gonna keep it real and the truth, because I don't want to hear no lies, and I be hearing lies all the time. Accountability is something that I have struggled with in the past. I would say I'm over it now, because it's like you get to a certain age, but there's still people that are older, younger, it don't matter, but there's still people that I see that don't really take accountability for their actions, and it leads to a continuous denial of oneself. But the first verse I want to get into, Romans chapter 14 verse 12, it says, so then each of us will give an account of himself to God. And I feel like I know this is relating to when we get to judgment day, but I feel like we should imply this, since it's the dictionary of life, we should imply this to our everyday life, instead of trying to blame other people for other things. We should just take accountability and move forward with the next question. Now let me get on with this story. So occurrences in my life that deal with accountability, but I'm gonna just give you my top two, because it's cold out here, by the way. That's why I have the hat on today, and there's no sun. That's why I don't got my hater blockers on. But first example in my life, it can go all the way back. Accountability, if we want to go all the way back there, it could be as little as when I was a kid. I would always in school, I would always I would talk a lot and stuff. Yeah, I know you can't tell right now, but I would always be the one that the teacher would call to the front of the room, and Josh, why are you talking? Da, 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 da. And I would always have something to disagree with, or I'm like why are you choosing me when everybody else around me? At the time I didn't know, so we was in this big group in class. It was sorry, I know if you watched my testimony, that my memory is off a little bit, but I don't think I can ever forget this, but it is a little off. But it was a big group. We were am I going off track? Y'all gonna get this story. I don't know if it's but basically we were in a big group, and we were it was the principal and the assistant principal. That's the leader of the school, if you don't know. They were in the room with us, and we were watching a presentation, And me and my friends at the time, we were playing this game where you shoot the paper ball in a trash can, and like we're just keeping track. You know, you make it, it's a point. So we're doing it, but we have to do it when they're not looking. You know what I'm saying? And whole time we're just having fun, bruh. We're really just having fun. We don't realize what we're doing. So then it's my turn to shoot, and mid presentation I shoot the paper ball, because you have to do it when nobody can see you, like you're doing it, you know. And I shoot the paper ball, and it bounces off the recycling bin and hits the principal. So when it hit him, he turned around, and my teacher was at the desk because she was playing the video from her. We had like a little smart board in the background, and she was playing the video on the smart board from her computer. But they turned the lights on. It was like, who threw that? Or blah blah blah, right? And then nobody saw me. I didn't think nobody saw me, but this little boy, we're all little at the time, this person in my class looked dead at me and said, it was him. I said, what? So then they took me out the classroom, and the whole time I'm getting to the point, it can't tie to accountability. The whole time I'm mad at this dude like telling on me, you know. And then like it does matter. I know you're a kid, but this is where it starts. So I'm sitting here mad at everybody else, and I'm mad at this dude for telling on me. And lo and behold, believe it or not, if I would have just instead of being mad, because when you're mad, you're bringing all this extra negative energy, and it brings you down, and it tears the people down around you. So instead of being a tornado of anger, I could have just realized I was wrong, and I shouldn't have well, first of all, I shouldn't have been trash at basketball, but I shouldn't have been playing with the thing, because if I never threw it in the trash can, it would have never happened. You know what I'm saying? But I got a little referral, or I don't even know what y'all call it nowadays, but at the time it's like a consequence, and that was like a foreshadowing of life, because as you do bad things, even if you don't get in trouble at the time, God is writing it down. He forgives us of all of our sins, but God sees everything. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't, like, y'all and me. When I say y'all, I'm including myself, because I don't know why I do that. But I just say we. What's wrong with me, bro? We don't realize that everything we do or say, God is watching. But that was a little short story time. The next verse I want to get into is, it's Galatians chapter 6 verse 4. I don't know why I just forgot to say which one it was. But let each one test his own work, and then his reason to boast will be in himself alone and not in his neighbor. God is the author, but if you're gonna put something out into the world, you know what I'm saying, do it for you and do it for God, of course, but don't be over here worrying about what somebody else got going on when you got your own artwork to finish. You know what I'm saying? And that's not just talking about that's just a life statement in general. How I can insert this into my life is trading. You know, I'm gonna try to keep this with accountability, because that's the topic of today. But with this trading, y'all already know me. Y'all go, you know what I'm saying, go check out my brother's channel. So I'm entering trades because I just started, and I started my funded. I was demo trading and activating funded, and tests don't work. I already had a strategy, and I had my layout of what I was supposed to do. And why would I spend a year learning something? I'm gonna get to the point. So it's trading day. Oh, there's an eagle right there. I wish I could see that. That's crazy. Trading day. I downloaded Discord. I'm in this group on TikTok, and this dude goes live every day, every trading day. And instead of staying with my strategy and my plan that I had, I go to these groups and I'm looking for them to tell me the answer. And I'm going to this TikTok group and I'm watching the live, and I'm looking for I'm looking for a cheat code, and I'm looking for a easy way out, because I'm like, I know I have a strategy, but I'ma just go, look at the easy way. But this is how we do in life. You know what I'm saying? We have the Bible, we have God's word, but we're still trying to, you know what I'm saying? Life is really like a GPS and where your direction is. God already has a destination for you, but we as people, sorry, there's rocks under me, that's why I keep on falling, almost falling, but I'm an athlete, stop. But we as people and followers of Christ, other people too, y'all are welcome to watch my channel. As Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell says, y'all can belong before you believe. Please don't take this the wrong way, but when we go through life and God has his destination for us, he knows everything. He's eternal. We are always, if you drive and you have GPS, you know that when you have a destination, it tells you the time you're gonna get there. But when you take different turns, it says rerouting. And as people of this world, us, we are always making these what we think is shortcuts, and it just keeps on saying rerouting, and it's not really shortcuts. I could also say that when I'm on the GPS and I think it's a shorter way because there's traffic, I take that shorter way that I think, and there's still traffic. Tie that to life. So I'm sitting here watching the live, and I'm trying to enter a trade, and then I blow my account multiple times. I tell you, multiple times. I tell you, and it's like I'm sitting here, man, you not good, man. Mind you, I'm watching them $2,000. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, y'all set me up. It's the market's fault. The market wasn't in my favor today. Why did you, I'm texting the dude, you made me blow my accounts. Stop. After this is months of destruction, y'all. After months of destruction, I sat there and I was like, what am I doing wrong? I'm gonna get to the bigger picture, but I deleted Discord. I didn't unfollow the person, but when I'm trading, I don't get on TikTok no more. And I was just like, maybe instead of like blaming this dude or blaming the markets, a lot of us traders do that. If you're a trader, you know what I'm talking about. Instead of blaming the markets, let me just go back. Let me go back to the foundation. Let me go back to what started it. Let me tie it to life. Let's go back to the Bible. Let's go back to who started it. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. Because after I stopped watching all those distractions and the things that were pulling me away from being a successful trader, pause. Let me slow it down. after I removed the distractions out of my life that hindered me from becoming a stronger follower of Christ, after I stopped feeding into the negativity and I stopped listening to the outside world and telling me what I'm doing wrong, I went back to the book. I went back to the foundation. And that's all we have to do. And yes, I am using accountability because I had to be accountable for the wrongdoings of me when I wasn't following the plan. You know, God has a plan for all of us. He has a plan for all of us. Those you don't believe in God? He has a plan for you. You just gotta accept him into your heart. You know what I'm saying? But fast forward and no more watching. I'm like, oh, he's in a trade. I gotta end. No. Bad. So no, I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, man, you're in control of what you do because God gives us free will. What? Give me a second. What does free will mean?
Free will is the philosophical concept that humans have the capacity to choose their actions and make decisions.
I don't know what he said, and I'm not going to use this big old word, but basically, I'm going to tell you, y'all got to see this. Focus. Basically, it says free will is the philosophical concept that humans have the capacity. Why you gotta overcomplicate things, Google? Free will is us humans being allowed to make our own decisions, right? We're able to make our own decisions. God is the creator of all things, and he knows everything that's going to happen. We need to put them together, man. If we have the free will to do whatever we want in this world, what's stopping you from accepting that you're wrong? Because who sees everything? Accepting that you're wrong and moving on from it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always you're wrong. And even if you're right, and somebody wants to argue with you to your purple in the face, or in my case, red in the face. If somebody wants to argue with you, don't argue. Just accept that you two have different understandings of the problem and go about your business. That's it. But I hope there's somebody coming over here. Give me a second. I really want y'all to look yourself in the mirror. This camera is like a mirror, so look yourself in the mirror and say, I will be accountable for all my actions. This has been my biggest obstacle in life. I would say one of top 5 at least. Top 5. Y'all got more videos on the way. Y'all know it. But accountability is like, man. Accountability is like the staple. You know, when you accept you're wrong and you become accountable for your actions, you turn a switch in your brain that I'm not saying that it's gonna solve all your problems, but it lifts a weight off your shoulders. Because most of the time, not most of the time, sometimes I know, no, I'm just kidding. Most of the time I know that what I do is wrong, and I've been doing better. I'm not perfect, but when I was like, okay, I'm wrong. Tell me what I should do better. Or I'm wrong. How can we, you know what I'm saying? It ties into everything. Y'all don't know I work. My job just gave me a write-up, and I know I did something wrong. So then instead of just, because I'm not gonna get into that, but instead of like arguing with the supervisor, like, nah, like, this only happened because of this. I said, all right, I know what I did. It's over with. Accept it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that guy is not in the video. Actually, dude, you're about to be famous. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and y'all let me know in the comments how accountability has taking accountability has changed your life. Thank you, and I love you guys. Bye.